We're coming to you tonight from Los Angeles, in the sanctuary state of beautiful California. It's ground zero in the showdown over illegal immigration. The San Francisco Chronicle reporting that Immigration and Customs Enforcement is about to launch massive immigration raids across Northern California. The raids would target criminals and those already slated for deportation, but local police departments are reportedly not planning to cooperate with the feds. So let's go straight to the source, or maybe the target. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Director Tom Homan joins us from Fredericksburg, Virginia. Director Homan, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Here in California, we are at ground zero for the illegal immigration battles. And your agency, the Immigration and Customs Enforcement, has said that you're going to be carrying out immigration raids in Northern California soon. And no big surprise, some of the Democrats are not happy about that. Dianne Feinstein and Kamala Harris, the two senators from California, just wrote you a letter, and they said diverting resources in an effort to punish California and score political points is an abhorrent abuse of power, not to mention a terrible misuse of scarce resources, sir. How do you respond?
Well, first of all, I just didn't announce any operation. We certainly don't announce operations in advance of that. It'd be an officer safety issue. What I did say is we're going to increase resources in the state of California in response to the sanctuary city policies they passed. And let me explain this. This isn't a threat to California. This isn't a retaliation for sanctuary city laws. We used to have access to the jail, so one officer can sit in a jail and process 10 illegal criminal aliens in a shift. Since they're releasing them to the street, that requires me to have more resources to locate these people out in the community. And also for officer safety reasons, in a county jail, they don't have access to weapons. We have to locate these people out in the streets, in their homes, in their place of business, where they have access to those what weapons. We need more officers out there to do that job safely. So adding resources, which I said I'm going to do, is add resources to law enforcement officers of the state of California, is in direct response to the sanctuary laws that forced me in that position. As far as the congressman that wrote the letter, let me say this about the congressman who wrote the letter. I didn't think Congress is in the business of enacting laws they didn't want law enforcement to enforce. I'm enforcing the laws that Congress enacted. And for them to say that I shouldn't be enforcing the laws, there would be no integrity in the entire system. We're simply a law enforcement agency that's taking a sworn duty to enforce the laws of this country. We enforce the laws that Congress enacted. Both those congressmen sit on the legislative panel. I'm doing what they tell me to do. I'm enforcing laws that they've enacted. I'm enforcing laws that the president signed.
Now the Attorney General, Javier Becerra, has said that they may take enforcement action, guess what, against employers who assist ICE in finding these individuals or giving information to ICE about known illegal immigrants. So the state might actually go after employers for working with the federal government, and they cite their Protection of Immigrant Act, which passed and was signed into law, went into effect January 1st of this year, because they will be then, I guess, intruding on the privacy of the illegal immigrants. So this is what you're up against. You're up against these state officials who are threatening essentially local law enforcement or employers. Director Homan.
Look, if he's the Attorney General, he certainly knows what the law says. We are enforcing the laws enacted by Congress. And, you know, is there any other federal law enforcement agency, state and local agency, where congressmen or elected officials or Attorney Generals say do not enforce the law? No one asks FBI not to enforce law, or DEA or ATF or the local police departments. We're clearly enforcing the laws enacted by Congress. And let me say this. For those that say they don't give us access to these low-level criminals in county jails, the local police department arrested these people. They locked them up in their facilities. These aren't choir boys. These are people that have been arrested for crimes and sitting in a county jail.
Yeah.
So
speaking of,
if they're not serious crimes, why have they been arrested?
Yeah, well, speaking of people who've been arrested and deported, that horrific story from a few years ago, we had two police officers brutally murdered by an illegal immigrant, Luis Bracamontes, who killed these police officers, and he had been deported several times. We have a soundbite, we're going to play it, of what he said recently when he appeared in court. Let's watch.
Gentlemen, step out of the hallway. They're dead. I don't regret that. The only thing that regret is the skill too. I wish I killed more of them. I will break up soon, and I will kill more.
So you see what he says. He said, basically, I killed them, they're dead, and if I could, I'd kill more. This is what the fallout is of this sanctuary state-wide policy that's in effect. And then we have other examples, individuals who stabbed 61-year-olds who's also been deported. And you never hear about these people from the Attorney General or these other officials like Jerry Brown, who are always lobbying for more, frankly, open borders policies.
Well, look, again, you know, these sanctuary city policies, it's a clear public safety threat. Releasing a public safety threat back into the public is just bad policy. And I say it again, they're in a county jail. They've been arrested by the local officials. They're sitting in a cell. So apparently they thought they're a danger to the community. When they're done with them, why not let the federal law enforcement agency in charge of enforcing law take custody of these people, not only remove them from the community, remove them from the country. So let's remember, when you enter this country illegally, you commit a crime by entering this country illegally.
Oh, no. Right now, it's a universal right. Very quickly, the local mayor of Oakland, Libby Schaaf, has told reporters that her police and her city are not going to assist you in any upcoming enforcement actions. A quick message to her.
So let me speak not to her, because I certainly don't respect her opinion. I don't respect what they did. Let me say this to the men and women of the Oakland Police Department. You know, first of all, I'm sad you're put in the position that a politician who's never carried a gun and badge and never put their life on the line every day like you did makes these type of decisions that affect public safety and officer safety. But I'll give you this commitment from ICE. If you're out there doing a lawful operation and you are in need of assistance, if you find yourself in trouble and there's an ICE agent within earshot or in the area, we will do everything we can within our legal authority to assist you. We'll do everything we can to make sure you go home safe that night to your families. We will never turn our back on law enforcement. ICE has your six.